Well, making their case today, does former Vice President Dick Cheney really want a terrorist attack on the United States just so he can claim victory in the policy debate?
CIA Director Leon Panetta said something that seemed to suggest he believes that. In a recent interview with The New Yorker, Panetta said that Cheney's criticism of the Obama administration's approach to terrorism almost makes it seem like he's hoping a violent attack will prove him right. Quote, "It's almost a little bit gallows politics. When you read behind it, it's almost as if he's wishing that this country would be attacked again in order to make his point. I think that's dangerous politics." Listen to what Vice President Joe Biden had to say on Meet the Press.
Never question another man's motive. You've never once heard me in my entire career question a man's motive. I think Dick Cheney's judgment about how to secure America is faulty. I think our judgment is correct. I don't question his motive.
Joining us live to make their case, Peter Slutsky, a blogger on DoubleSpeakShow.com and the Huffington Post, and Matt Lewis, a blogger with PoliticsDaily.com and TownHall.com. Matt, Peter, let's start with you. There's some clarification we're getting now from Panetta's office saying he didn't really believe it, that he was talking the passive sense. We now have Vice President Cheney issuing a statement saying, "I hope my old friend Leon was misquoted." What was Panetta up to?
Well, I mean, it's clear that Panetta might have stumbled on his words a little bit, but I think what he meant to say was that why are we listening to Dick Cheney about national security? Dick Cheney is the person who kind of lied us into Iraq. He told us we would be welcomed as liberators. He said that, all these things that didn't bear out and that have left us in a very vulnerable position as Obama, the administration has started. So, Panetta might have spoken in haste a little bit, but, the intention to say that, Cheney was wrong.
On the other hand, Matt, I've heard it from people off camera, a number of Republicans in this town who say, you know what, if we get hit again, it's going to be Obama's fault, that there's a political angle that some Republicans are almost counting on.
Well, I don't know about that, but I think that Leon Panetta probably believes it's true. And I think that this was most likely a strategic attempt by Panetta to sort of get that out there to undermine the potential that if this happens, Republicans could benefit.
In other words, to suggest that Dick Cheney really believes this in order to draw Cheney out to say, no, I don't really want us to get attacked?
No, I just think that Democrats are very concerned that if something goes wrong, Obama will be blamed. And look, I think that what Panetta said was horrible. He actually said it's almost as if Dick Cheney wants an attack to happen. That's reprehensible. But I think that part of what Panetta was doing was essentially getting this out there so that they can poo-poo the idea, undermine it now, and God forbid if something happens, they won't be blamed.
Well, you have to remember that the United States was hit under the Bush-Cheney administration, and they were warned explicitly in writing. So I will, say what Matt said. Panetta misspoke, and he's obviously walking back from that. But Dick Cheney is not the trusted voice that we want him to be on national security.
From a political perspective, was it a clear mistake for Leon Panetta to even invoke Dick Cheney on this?
I think it was a mistake to say it like he said it, but he was making a point that Dick Cheney is out there saying that Barack Obama's administration and his policies are making the country less safe. So he has every right to speak out, just like Dick Cheney does.
And on that point, Matt, you don't believe that Barack Obama's policies are making America less safe, do you?
I think his policies are, but that's entirely different from saying he wants the country to be less safe. I agree with Vice President Biden that you don't question people's motives. But look, part of the deal here is that during the presidential race, when Dick Cheney didn't run for president, we had John McCain and we had Barack Obama. And we didn't have this great ideological debate over things like Gitmo, for example. So I think it's entirely healthy, and we should encourage this debate to happen. And I think it's unfortunate that Panetta here is essentially setting it up to say that if you disagree with me politically, you want something horrible to happen to the country. That's not helpful for democracy or the debate.
Matt Lewis and Peter Slutsky, thank you both very much. And while we thank you, I want to read a statement that was just put in by the CIA Office of Public Affairs, a rare public statement from the CIA. They say, quote, "The director does not believe the former vice president wants an attack. He did not say that. He was simply expressing his profound disagreement with the assertion that President Obama's security policies have made our country less safe, nor did he question anyone's motives." Although it did seem like he was questioning Dick Cheney's motives in the initial statement. In any case, thanks, guys. We appreciate it.